Where is he?
Where are you? Skull Rock. Do you know it?
Hello, everyone. This is Stacy over at the Skull Rock broadcast. I am joined by.
Hello, this is Megan. Welcome back to our Stranger Things podcast, season 2. This is season 2 of our podcast, so super exciting. How's it going?
It's going really good. I'm enjoying my summer. We just had, I know a lot of people call it the 4th of July, but let's be real. The 4th of July should be called the Battle Starcourt Day. So I celebrated by rewatching season 3, getting all the summer feels. What about yourself?
Yeah, for sure. So we have lots of little questions that people asked us on Instagram. So we're going to sprinkle those through our episode today. But one of the questions from Sophia was, how is the summer weather treating us? And I can just say that it is hot.
It's terrible. It's soup weather.
It does. I saw that thing where you said it felt like soup outside, and I was like, that's so accurate. It's hot. It's humid.
Hot. Literally, this flower is wilting. Like, I do not do well in the cold or the heat. My face is beet red, and I feel like everything is cooking in a swamp. So, yeah, it's horrible. It's hell.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's kind of like you stay inside in the air conditioning, and then when it gets too cold, then you go outside for a second and it feels like a sauna and it feels kind of like good for a second.
You know, because it's the vitamin D or whatever. But literally, Stephen King once wrote in the novel Cujo, he described the heat by you're getting hit by a pillow filled with hammers. And I think that's the best way to describe this horrible humid weather.
Yeah, it's like oppressive.
Good word, man.
Yeah, so Leia, my puppy, like wants to go outside all the time, and then she even is like ready to go in as soon as I am. She's like, okay, had enough of that.
Yeah, with her little fur coat. So the struggle's real right now, guys. I don't know, definitely feeling the heat. I don't know, I'm starting to resemble Billy when he's like drinking the chemicals and he's all sweaty and shitty looking.
I was thinking about the sauna test in season 3.
Oh my God.
I just rewatched that episode and I was like, that is what it's like outside right now. So
I think that's the only episode too where we get the F word in it.
Oh, is it? And Billy says it?
Billy goes, I'm gonna, and like the accent kind of slips, which I love. He goes, I'm gonna fucking like kill you or something. And he even said, he goes, it slipped out. So they're allowed that one fuck. So Sauna Test has the one fuck, guys. Congratulations.
Yeah, we can say fuck as much as we want on this podcast.
Yeah, because we're explicit.
Rated explicit. Yeah, we're enjoying our summer of Skull Rock for sure.
Big time.
And of course, like you said, rewatching season 3. So that's what we were going to start with today.
Perfect.
Chatting a little bit about season 3, because I know we finished our deep dive of season 1, which was a ton of fun. And we're going to start season 2, but we're going to wait until like August, I think, to start that. Give us a few weeks in between to kind of talk about some other things. And one of those things we for sure want to talk about is season 3. So I know I was kind of just enjoying casually watching season 3 the past few days, the past week or so, because we were diving so deep into season 1 and taking notes and everything. And we're going to do that for season 2 also. So I was like, in between, let me just like for fun watch season 3.
Just vibe and watch it. That's basically what I did, guys. I was eating Scoops Ahoy ice cream, just God help me. And I was just casually watching it. And yes, you start picking up on things. You're like, oh, okay, I'll remember that for later. But that's definitely it's such a, I don't know, season 3 took things to a new level, but season 2, when we do discuss it, I don't know, like Chris said, that trailer with Michael Jackson's Thriller, like you just realize, okay, this is going to be Stranger Things 2.0. It's almost going to go level up, you know?
Yes, exactly. So what's one of your favorite things about season 3?
One of my favorite things was definitely the Scoops Ahoy.
Okay.
I will never forget the trailer that they did, and it's almost like a retro commercial about the Starcourt Mall, and Robin and Steve are there just looking so fucking awkward. And just, I don't know, the whole just theme, the whole vibe of Stranger Things just now it's Scoops Ahoy. That's where Steve is forced to work. He makes $4 an hour. He couldn't get into tech. His dad's like punishing him, but he's still driving the Beamer. So he got a job at the mall, the new built mall, and his coworker, Sassy Robin, and she was watching him strike out. I guess he's going through a dry season, which I'm like, what the hell is the matter with these girls, Megan?
I have no idea, because if I walked in there and saw him with that hair and that outfit and that lip gloss.
Yep, exactly. Hashtag baby girl. I would go to the pharmacy at Starcourt, drink some, Imodium, go in and just order a USS butterscotch. But just the whole theme and everything, and see, I love that Joe Keery was like, I realized I'm going to be in this sailor outfit the entire time. And it's just so hilarious. I always joke about, like, who do you work for? Scoops Ahoy. But I just love it. And I love the promotional items, the blue and red, and, the ice cream that came out this past fall. Just everything about Scoops Ahoy. I love it.
Yeah, that's iconic for season 3. And
Yeah.
it is really funny that he literally wore that outfit the entire season.
I remember he said in an interview the first time he did like a costume test, because you can see images of them trying different color caps and stuff. And he split his shorts the first time. And I'm like, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. So yeah, Scoops Ahoy.
Okay, so speaking of Starcourt Mall, that's another one of my favorite things about the season, just the whole mall, but especially the montage with Eleven and Max. One of my favorite scenes in the whole show, and just Eleven and Max's friendship in season 3. And just Max kind of like helping Eleven become her own person and kind of push back against just like being with Mike and Hopper all the time, and how she can have friends that are girls, and showing her just new things that Eleven has never experienced before. So
yeah, that
is great.
I absolutely love that. The montage set to Madonna. It's just pure serotonin. It's silly. They go to glamour shots, which I was like, oh my God. And I love that, like you said, she's still having to be sheltered because Owen said it was going to take a while. And her whole life is just either Mike when he visits or Hopper. And like you even see she's wearing like baggy clothes because Hopper probably, is just giving her hand-me-downs. He doesn't really know. So when she goes to Max for advice, I love how shocked she is. I love the montage of them shopping, her being like, pick something that's you. You can be your own person. It's like almost like the sister she really needed, and her reading Wonder Woman to her, and them looking at the Tiger Beat magazines and stuff. In season 4, when obviously she has that flashback in the last episode, like right in the feels, because that friendship I think was one of the strongest things in season 3.
Yeah, absolutely. I love that they like brought it back to that with their connection, even though they really didn't get to spend any time together in season 4. They didn't want us to kind of forget that connection that they had made. And I'm thinking that connection is going to be kind of important in season 5, with Max hopefully coming out of her coma. All right, what's your next one?
I would actually say the standout star was Dacre Montgomery. I got to tell you guys, long before, I always like Steve, but long before Eddie Munson, long before Steve Harrington, as soon as Billy showed up, even though he was a complete tool bag in season 2, I love that he was front row and center in season 3. He's a method actor. He's Australian. He's beautiful. And that was, you can ask anybody that knows me, that was the summer of Billy. I think his performance was amazing. Like, what did you think about his performance? I thought it was heartbreaking.
Oh, yeah. And he in season 2 was great. He was awful, but like the performance is amazing. And I liked that season 3, he got to be even more evil, but like it wasn't him. It was like the villain of the show with the mind flare and everything. And then you also got that like really powerful like background to him and his character, and how he became even the awful person he was in season 2. And then the very end,
God,
I just made my parents rewatch. Well, my mom has never seen the show, so I was like, she was watching this episode, just bits and pieces of it, because I'm trying to convince her that she would like it and it's not too scary. But that end of the Battle of Starcourt with him kind of
Oh,
Eleven getting through to him and him ending up like standing and defending her is just
like I'm
like,
getting chills right now, Megan. I'm
yeah,
your chills. He such a great performance because I even loved in the sauna episode where he's like, I did really bad things. You know, you see this little clip and there's only a flash of it when he's like getting possessed. When Karen goes to kind of almost explain why she didn't show up, he's drinking chlorine. And I read a lot of people,
yeah,
they were like, well, they were drinking chemicals. They would have died anyways if they got unpossessed by the mind flare. So you
yeah,
just get to learn why he's so angry, that something clearly happened in California. Neil, his father, is just horrible. Like, people are now pointing out that there's a lock on the outside of his door, his bedroom. So clearly there's some abuse and heavy shit going on. So it's very tragic, but I love that he was able to redeem himself in the last moment. And him and Millie Bobby Brown, it's a beautiful but heartbreaking scene because I love that it, yet again, like 11 with the Demogorgon, him standing up to the mind flayer and almost like screaming, he's standing up to his abuser and he sacrificed himself and saved her life. And I love that his last words to his stepsister was, I'm sorry. So, whoo, guys, goosebumps. Like, what a downer, but Dacre Montgomery, oh, what a performance.
yeah, exactly. And I'm going to go out of order from what I originally was going to say, but since we're talking about it, that last episode, the Battle of Starcourt, I mean, it's like amazing television. And like it's not quite as long as some of the episodes in
Yeah,
season 4 that are kind of like feature length, but it still feels like a
a
movie.
movie,
And
100%.
I had been rewatching season 3, but I watched that like out of order,
Mhm.
and because I wanted my parents to watch that episode on the 4th of July, and it was still just like, made sense. Like it kind of answers a lot of questions. You can watch it kind of by itself, like, and
It
it's
could be a standalone
entertaining.
movie. I'm
Yeah.
telling you, it
Yeah.
feels like you're watching a movie.
Yeah.
And up until season 4, I thought that was, is it still in my top 3 favorite episodes? It's such an epic, and there's so many big things that happen. It's a roller coaster.
Yeah. Yeah. And there's just like some really great like humor in it,
Mhm.
like some of the Steve moments and the Dustin and Susie like musical moment. I
Dead.
mean,
Literally dead when everyone, like, my favorite shot is Hopper so disgusted, just literally hanging his head down as they're still singing the never-ending
yeah,
story. And everyone's so confused and they're on the verge of death. But, Erica, I love that she shuts it down. She's like, enough.
exactly. She pulls the cord out or changes the channel or something.
We were all Erica at that moment. We're like, okay, we're done.
Yeah. Yeah. So what's another one for you?
I have to say the 4th of July feels. I talked to my friend Melissa a lot. She loved season 1 and 2. And then she said season 3 turned her off because she didn't really buy that a small town in Indiana would get this big mall. And then suddenly everyone's, dressing in all these colors and this and that. And I'm like, well, it was all a big scheme, clearly, because the Russians wanted to build the gate. I never realized, now please correct me if I'm wrong, Starcourt's built on the field where the tunnels were, right?
Maybe. That sounds
We're going to have to
potentially
research that
correct.
because I feel like that's where they put it because there was obviously a gate. But I love the 4th of July feels. We get fireworks. Oh, damn, do we get fireworks at the end?
Yeah. The fireworks in the Battle of Starcourt, like in the mall as they're like attacking the Mind Flayer, are
Mm-hmm.
amazing. But just also like the fireworks and the carnival, and it's very like nostalgic.
Yeah. The aesthetic, too. Like, even
Yes.
down to, like, there's, they're in the scoop costumes, blue. There's a lot of reds and stuff. Like, even down, I really love the scene where they go to the supermarket and Elle's got the bandana and she's sitting in front of all the Eggos. Everything is lit beautifully, but it makes you think of summer. It makes you think of 4th of July. It's amazing.
Yeah, yeah. And I mean, like, the carnival is accurate. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, I've been to carnivals that look exactly like that. And the
Mhm.
rides, like the one ride where it goes in circles and you're like glued to the wall.
I am Ted Wheeler in that moment, just fighting for my life, going, oh God, oh God.
Exactly. I used to love going on that ride. I don't know if I could do it now.
Oh, I drop dead. Yeah, I know. That's a young man's game.
Yeah, and actually, the only thing I would say is they had really nice rides. Like, I've been on that ride, and it doesn't look so nice inside. It's a little more sketchy.
Whenever they unpack it in the Walmart parking lot or a mall parking lot, I'm like, oh, F no. Like, I know how this is going to end. So, yeah, I really loved it. They just and the promotional was amazing for the show. But yeah, just they lit it, the costumes, everything, just pure summer.
Yes, exactly. I just realized this is so off topic, but I did not know that there was an 11 pop that's like that yellow blacklight with
Yeah,
her wearing like the outfit
shut
that
up.
she gets at the mall. Did you know that?
No, I didn't even know that it existed. Now I need it.
So, I mean, I just saw it on Amazon earlier and I think I'm going to purchase it.
Ooh, I might go on Amazon or Mercari, but yeah, I'm gonna have to look
Yeah,
her up.
try to find it. So, because I was like, oh, like this is my favorite outfit that Eleven wears that she gets
Mhm.
at the mall. But also, I like those bright blacklight colors.
Me too, dude. They look
And
beautiful.
yeah, yeah. So unrelated,
Love
but
that.
so the next one that I was gonna say is kind of connected to Scoops Ahoy, like you said, but it's the Scoops Troop.
Oh,
So that foursome,
unstoppable.
yes, Stephen, Robin, Dustin, and Erica. It's like iconic, best group in the
Mhm.
show. I love how they actually like call them the Scoops Troop, like when
Yep.
they're doing like all the radio codes at the end. Bald Eagle, Griswold family. What were
Yeah.
the other ones?
But yeah, Bald Eagle, Griswold family, and Scoop Troop. And I love
Yeah.
that they almost like naturally go off in their own groups. Like when they go to the Todd Father, Dustin and Erica follow
Yeah,
them.
of course. I mean, they've been like together for the past few days. They're like, that's the Scoops Troop now. They got to go together.
I gotta be honest, if they had let Dustin and Erica go down there, they would have killed that Russian right away. They
Oh
would have
yeah,
taken care of business.
yeah. They would have been fine. So the Scoops Troop is iconic.
Hmm.
Just the comedy of it, the camaraderie. I love just Erica and Dustin like talking to each other about like whether Erica's a nerd and like My Little Pony.
She's like, that was an easy equation. He's like looking at her like, you sure about that? Yeah, I loved that. I don't know, quirky kind of friendship that they had. And we finally got to see Erica front row and center because her scenes in season 2, which we will be discussing, they're hilarious. So
Yeah,
she steals
so
the
good.
show. So I absolutely love Scoop Troops. They're iconic.
And then I love how in season 4, Dustin didn't really like forget about her and he brought her in for the D&D game. Like, of course.
Wearing her American flag tape. I
Yes.
love it.
Because that was a connection to season 3 also. You can't spell America without Erica.
Without Erica.
So what would you say your next one is?
I would say the promotional stuff for this is
Yeah.
when I really became a big Stranger Things fan. It was 2019. For the first time ever, I took the summer off. Yeah, the good old days. And I remember I was like, oh, it's coming out on the 4th of July. That's so funny. And I was just blown away. But I remember the commercials that were coming out, going to Target. They had their version, Netflix, of Scoops Ahoy. I never got one. I was so pissed. Baskin Robin was basically Scoops Ahoy, and you could get, which I have, the custom USS Butterscotch Steve Pop. Like, it was all over the place. And I kind of love that this was when it was like, it leveled up. It became even bigger, you know? So I really loved all the little quirky little promotional things, which maybe we'll talk about one day on an episode.
Yeah, that would be super fun.
Mm.
Okay, so my next one is Stephen Robin,
My heart.
because I mean, they're definitely our like favorite like platonic duo in the show, I think. And just their moments with them connecting and building this relationship, and there's just some like really cute moments where he like grabs her hand,
Oh my
and
God.
the fact that like you can kind of tell that he's sort of feeling that connection to
Mhm.
her, and he thinks he's sort of like falling for her.
Mhm.
And I like how they subverted that expectation of just
Yep.
like a romance plot.
Thanks to Maya Hawke, which is amazing.
Yes, yeah, and just had her come out to him on the
Mhm.
bathroom floor while they're high off their asses,
Oh my
like,
God.
but just like everything building up to that too, with them becoming so close, and how I don't know, she's like so worried about him when they bring them in and tie them together,
Oh
and you
my
can tell
God.
how stressed she is because he's not waking up, and
Hmm.
like just the way they like fall on the ground and start laughing, like
Oh my God. Their
it's just
talk.
perfection.
I
Like,
literally love that talk when they're like, it was fun while it lasted. And it's set to the theme from the movie Day of the Dead that the kids go see. That's from the soundtrack. And
yeah,
it's just such a beautiful moment of basically Steve going like, yeah, I was bullshit in school. None of that mattered and stuff, but we did have fun. And it was just their chemistry. First, they were bickering and stuff. And like you said, it was almost like, oh, does he kind of like her? But that scene of her coming out, like you said, it was just so beautiful. And again, Steve, you leveled up. You're even better. So I love that at the end of the season, they're together, platonic soulmates, and they have to apply to another job together. So I think Steve needed that platonic friendship slash sister, and she needed him just as much because she didn't have a license.
yeah, no, she does not. So they're just such a perfect pair, and
Hmm.
I love them so much. So they're definitely one of my favorite things about season 3.
MVPs.
What about you?
Not to be downer, but I lost my dad last year. It's going to be a
Mm,
year next August. And we watched a lot of Stranger Things when he was sick. And our friend Hannah Sarah, she pointed out, because I know she's lost her father as well, that letter, the heart to heart, and it's just such a beautiful, beautiful scene because he's trying his best. He lost his daughter, Sarah. Now he's got 11. She's, what, 13 and stuff. And I loved how protective he was of her. Like, I literally went, oh, when he told Mike, like, to date my daughter, calling
yeah.
her his daughter. And then him kind of not knowing what to do. And just that letter, oh my God. And I just love that he was like, for the sake of your old dad, keep the door open 3 inches and just set to that fucking song. Literally, I'm like, oh, heroes. And
Yeah.
it's beautiful because it really shows that, I mean, we all knew fucking Hopper was going to come back. Let's be real. But 11's Millie Bobby Brown's performance reading that letter, like, it hits a little harder now, but it's beautiful.
Yeah, it's amazing. I had my mom watching it, like I said, and Billy, it's like Billy dies
Oh,
and then Hopper dies, or we think he dies. And
funny
so
years. So,
she said, like, so did he die? And I wasn't sure who she was talking about. And
mhm.
I was like, well, Billy, yes, he died.
Yeah.
Hopper, we don't see a body,
Yeah. Apparently he
but
evaporated. Okay, Netflix, we got it.
yeah, so I was like, when we don't see a body in this show.
And also the teaser at the end of the credits, like when
Yes,
you
yes.
watch The American, and I had a joke going with a coworker, and he was like, maybe it's Barb. And I'm like, shut up. So,
No, I think everybody knew it was
yeah.
Hopper in Russia, but also my mom then was watching, and it's when Elle comes out of the mall and Joyce and Will hug,
Oh
but
my God.
then you see Elle just standing there so lost, and
Yeah.
like my mom almost started crying because
Oh,
and I
yeah.
was like, well, that was basically her dad. Like, I didn't really know how to explain it
Yeah.
other
Like
than that, but
her
like,
only family. Yeah.
yeah, that was that he had basically become her dad. I was like, "See, it's so good, mom. You need to watch it."
You need to
But
watch all of it to appreciate it more. It's
yeah.
beautiful.
But then I watched the scene at like the post credit scene. I mean, not post credits, but like the
Mm.
next scene with Steve and Robin going to interview at Family Video.
Oh,
But
God.
then I was like, okay, guys, I can't watch the rest of it. I'm not ready to be like sobbing in front of you right now.
Yeah,
So
exactly. I think that was a good choice.
yeah.
Absolutely.
Speaking of Hopper, the last thing I was going to mention about season 3 is Joyce and Hopper this season.
Oh, my God.
It's
Mm.
the best season for them, I
Yeah.
think. It's hilarious. I mean, I think the whole like part where Hopper has his like Hawaiian type shirt on and they're
It's
like
cutting
hiking
edge.
hiking through the woods and like have Alexi and like just they end up in matching guard uniforms again at the
Mhm.
end, like, and just that scene again in the Battle of Starcourt where they kind of make the plans to go to Enzo's,
My God.
and Hopper's like, well, look, I just want to make sure we're clear here. Like,
He's
this is
stunned.
the
He's
scene.
floored. Yeah. Oh,
Like, Their chemistry is always so good, but I feel
Mhm.
like their banter in this season is just like top notch.
A lot of people complained too. A lot of people didn't like how they were screaming at each other, which I'm like, that's part of it. Like,
It's
come on.
hilarious.
And I love that Murray, like, yet again, he cuts through the bullshit and basically is like, rip off your clothes and get it over with. So you kind of know that there's some chemistry building that's been building for years, apparently.
Yeah, well, I think it's hilarious, and I think when Murray enters the equation, the screaming at each other just gets even worse. Like, it's like the three of them are literally always screaming at each
Let me
other.
see if you remember what was Joyce's code name when she recalled the troops.
I don't know.
Wheelbarrow. And Hopper was Antique Chariot because he kept the name in his wallet, and Murray was fucking disgusted. So yeah, Antique Chariot and Wheelbarrow. So that's them. That's their ship name.
Season 3 is amazing.
Oh yeah,
If you
great.
have not rewatched it lately, definitely do that
hmm
and tell us your favorite moments. That would be fun. But we've been having a lot of fun otherwise,
hmm
and we actually did a live stream, which
Oh yeah.
I mean, it went better than I think we expected it to. We
I
did
mean,
okay.
I was really laying on the razzle dazzle a little thick, but it had been a long week, guys. That's how I unwind. But you guys were awesome. Like, we didn't really get to catch a lot of the comments, so we're going to try to do better next time. But thank you guys so much for joining. It was so much fun just chilling out and talking about Stranger Things with you guys. You guys are all.
Yeah, because we were able to talk about kind of our favorite moments from season 1 of our show, which was a lot of fun. We got to kind of recap our weekend together, seeing Joseph Quinn in A Quiet Place day 1. We got to
Amazing.
talk about Joe Keery in Wonderland, and just like you said, getting to chat with everybody was a lot of fun, and we liked it. We had good feedback that people
yeah.
enjoyed it. So we'll definitely try to do that again. So be on the lookout for us to go live. We probably will use Instagram again because that kind of went the best.
Mhm.
But if you are a Patreon member, we will let you know when our next live stream is going to be. And also for Patreon members, you'll have access to the recording. So if you missed our first live stream on Instagram, which was July 3rd that evening, you can join our Patreon and get access to it and relive the chaos with us.
Total chaos. Looking back, total chaos. It was like trying to wrangle cats, and all the cats were me.
But yeah, so definitely check that out and be on the lookout for more live streams.
Mhm.
We want, speaking of Patreon, to do a little shout out
Yep.
for our Patreon members. This is the first time we're shouting out our Patreon members. So if we get new members, we'll do it ever so often.
Mhm.
But Eli,
Mhm.
Kelly, Juan, Candace, Sophia, Malia, Jillian, Hannah Sarah, Karen, Zan77, and Marla. Thank you all so much for supporting us, kind of just offsetting some of the costs associated with this, making this show, but also allowing us to do this really cool giveaway that we're putting
Can't wait.
together
Yep.
to thank you all. So we're just having so much fun with it and just creating bonus content for you, giving you that kind of chance to interact with our show on kind of like a deeper level. So if you have not already checked it out, definitely do. Speaking of the giveaway entries, you get one per month if you're a Patreon member. So that's automatic.
Yep.
But we've been giving like lots of little side quests for people to do.
Yep.
And some people right now have earned up to 9 giveaway entries. So
Ooh.
yeah, they're really doing great. We appreciate you guys so much. So definitely get in there and get some giveaway entries because this giveaway is going to be fantastic.
Oh, amazing, guys. Like, just imagine Joe Keery's autograph.
I mean, you get a signed item by Joe Keery and you get to choose what's signed. We'll probably even be allowed to get it personalized for you if you would like that. Super fun. And we've been shopping for more stuff to include
Fun
in the
things.
giveaway. And we have a few friends that have offered to kind of like contribute merch and stuff like that. So
huge thank you to them.
super exciting. A couple other Patreon things. We added a close friend story on Instagram.
Yep.
So you can have access to just some behind the scenes personal stuff. I'm going to let Stacey send me some things to put on the close friend story, but
get ready. Get ready, guys. Buckle up. Buttercup.
Also, we have our Discord. We will be sending out stickers once you're a member for 3 months. So excited to see those.
Love that.
We've got our Atlanta travel guide that's available, which I don't know if I talked about this on the podcast before yet, but just a reminder that I have a document with over 50 locations where they filmed the show in and around Atlanta. And I put the address of the location, I organized it by area, and there's also drive times from the airport and from Jackson. So I think it's super helpful, like when we've been planning our trip and talking about where we want to go. So that's available on our Patreon. And also we have bonus episodes that we're going to start recording with Patreon members. So some of those that we have coming up are, and what are those episodes going to be called, Stacey?
Finally, my brainchild, my beautiful miracle of an idea. It is going to be called Hawkins Community Pool. Because that was such an idea. We just had to use it somehow.
Yes, exactly. So you will be invited to join us at the Hawkins Community Pool, where we'll be discussing such things as Joe, our beloved musician.
Exactly.
Some actors such as Jamie Campbell Bower, who plays Vecna Henry I, maybe some Steady.
Ooh, I don't know, man. I don't know. That pool's going to get crowded.
Yeah, we have lots of bonus content coming at you soon on Patreon. Before we get into some more of our questions from Instagram, because we have some fun ones.
We do.
We wanted to talk a little bit about some of our plans for season 2 of our show. So like we said, this is our first episode. So what are some of the things that we have planned for this season of Skull Rock Broadcast?
We want to almost like act as though we are season 2. So we want to kick it up a level, guys. And you guys have just been so amazing. So a lot of interaction, a lot of cool stuff coming up. But definitely we have themed episodes coming up where you guys could even guest star and interact. A lot of fun things planned, showing different merch, doing character to actor episodes again. So we just almost want to, like I said, level up already what we've done because we've been having so much fun with you guys.
Yeah. And we, of course, will be doing our Lovers Lake deep dives for season 2 of the show. So all 9 episodes of season 2 will be discussed at some point.
So many demagogues.
While we're still in like the summer vibe for the next few months, we are going to kind of throw some of those summary episodes at you, maybe talk about some other movies and shows that have kind of the same vibe as season 3, which we're super excited about. And we have something else coming up that we are really excited about, which is an episode about Stranger Things tattoos.
Ooh.
So that is going to be a collaborative episode, and we had put out a Google form to collect some information about people who have Stranger Things tattoos. So we'll have a bunch of people coming on, hopefully, to talk about their tattoos, which is going to be really cool.
We're going to get Megan to get a tattoo, guys. Just get ready.
Maybe. Is that like going to happen during season 2 of the show as I get my very first tattoo?
I feel like that might be a big, like, towards the finale where, you know, you guys are going to see a live of me and Megan at a tattoo shop and her getting her first tattoo. So I'm going to do peer pressure. It's going to happen, guys. Stay tuned.
Oh, and then another fun episode. And by fun, I mean the least fun possible, is we're planning on talking about all of the deaths in Stranger Things. So
cue Moby.
Yeah, we'll have to cue Moby. We were saying that we can't play it on the show, but you can like start it on a different device and have it playing as you listen.
What a bummer. Like, everyone's just gonna, like, need a drink after listening to
Yeah, we're
that.
gonna need lots of tissues
Mhm.
and maybe a drink to kind of toast all of our favorite characters that have not made it.
Pour one out.
But we can always come back to my delusion that everybody who died on the show is gonna come back in season 5,
Okay,
so
Megan. Okay. Okay, sure.
I know that's not gonna happen, but I just like to pretend.
Listen, you can manifest it. We
Yes,
got crystals,
put it
man.
out there. I'm
Yeah.
gonna get my crystals. I'm gonna have them ready. Let's get into some of the questions that people gave us on Instagram. So we figured it would be fun to just do a little Ask Us Anything. We had lots of fun questions put in. And
Mhm.
this first question is actually from someone who is, in the room with you right now.
Oh god. So, luckily, guys, as a surprise, my good friend Jeanette Nettie Kruger, she came to visit me this weekend, and the headphones weren't working, went into panic mode, and she was like the Skull Rock IT person. She figured it out with Megan, so that's a little behind the scenes. But what was her question, Megan?
Okay, so from Jeanette, not including Steve, Eddie, or Billy, which a couple of people gave us this disclaimer that we weren't allowed to, include Eddie, Steve, Billy in our answers.
Damn.
Well, yeah, they know us too well. Which character do you think has the coolest hair?
Well, I would have to say if I can't name, the Holy Trinity, I would say probably a mix between Brenner and Argyle. Brenner, first of all, at his age, full head of freaking hair, silver fox. And Argyle, absolutely beautiful hair. I love it. What about you?
Those are such good answers, and that's not what I was thinking at all, but Argyle has amazing hair for sure.
Beautiful.
And I mean, Matthew Modine, man, I need to know what he does to keep his hair
Girl.
looking that great. Um,
As somebody like I wear headbands a lot, guys, but yesterday I actually took my headband off and Jeanette goes, "You literally look like Steve Harrington." My hair is very thick. Eventually one day you guys will see it. But literally, like, I love looking at people's hair and how they style it. And I would really, just say that like those two have just gorgeous hair. But is there anybody else you can think of?
yeah, so I had a couple. So I was thinking, I love both Nancy and Karen Wheeler and how their hair changes.
I swear to God, we watched one episode of The Dive earlier this morning, and I
Yeah.
pointed out the whole perm thing to
Yes.
Jeanette. I love that they paid attention to those details.
Because perms were such a thing. I remember my mom getting perms all the time, like even
Dear
into
God.
the 90s. And their hair, it's like so different each season.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other person who again has different hair each season is Elle. I think
Yeah.
her season 2 hair is very cute with like her curls. I love, just how she has it all grown out in season 4.
And she kind of looks like Joyce, which I
Yeah.
love. I love
Yeah.
that. I gotta give her props, Millie Bobby Brown. By the time they did season 4, she was like, "I'm not shaving my head again," because
Yeah.
she did it as a kid. So they did a really great bald cap on her, and it gives you chills seeing her bald again because it reminds you of season 1.
Yeah. So her hair, I feel like, is a very like important like plot point. So this next question, I wasn't exactly sure what the question was. I wasn't sure if they wanted us to talk about these three, but I thought it would be kind of fun to do Kiss, Marry, Kill.
Ooh, okay, let's do this. I love that you did. I love that you made it kiss. We're trying to be appropriate. Okay.
Yeah. It's Barb, Heather, Chrissy. I kind of know who you're going to kill.
Yeah, like, let's be real. Barb was a wet fart. Like, or fucking salty.
Stacey is not Team Barb.
I am not, like, the actress is fantastic, but guys, I could go on a ramble for an hour about how she was just, like I said, a fart going over in church. Like, just, it doesn't land. So, not really a fan. So I would kill Barb. I would probably kiss Heather. She is a lifeguard, summer vibes, very pretty. And then I'd marry Chrissy. I feel like she needs some guidance, that poor thing. She's trembling like a little baby deer. She needs some. What about you?
it's such a hard thing. I mean, I feel like I would probably also marry Chrissy.
Mm-hmm.
She's a cutie,
Yes.
but between Barb, I like Barb and I don't want her to die.
Ugh.
So I might kill Heather and kiss Barb, but maybe she would feel better after that.
Yeah, maybe she would lighten up a little bit. Learn how to actually shotgun a beer. You need a drink, honey.
Maybe if Nancy had kissed her at some point, she would have been better. Okay, you were confused about this question.
Oh my God. I'm lost, guys. Yeah.
This is from Scar Adventure Things 13,
Okay.
and they wanted to know what we think Steve's thoughts on Rocky are. I had to explain to Stacy.
Yeah, there's a panic text. I was like, what? I really actually like that question now that I
Yes.
can understand it.
So Rocky, if you don't know, is Robin and Vicky. That's their ship name.
I love that.
So yeah. So what do you think? What do you think Steve feels about Rocky?
I feel like he's trying to encourage it. I think that he's kind of almost her ally and he's trying to give her advice because now suddenly, Steve's got the flavor again and he's going on dates here and here again. But what I really loved was those two scenes. The one scene in the war zone when Vicky is spotted with her boyfriend and Robin just looks so heartbroken, and just Steve's expression and him trying to just figure it out and find if there was a loophole on who that guy was and stuff when they're making the Molotov cocktails. And I just love that she's like, Steve, literally like the world could be ending. We're going to put this on pause. But at the very end, when they're helping out at the high school, he looks like a proud big brother watching her just nervously talk with Vicky, who's almost just as awkward as her. So I think he's encouraging it. And he just seems so proud that despite all this horrible shit that's happened, Robin kind of, get it, girl. What about you?
Yeah. So I think Steve's like a hopeless romantic. Like you were saying, he was so fixated on Robin's love life as they're like preparing to go into battle.
Oh my
And
God.
Robin had to basically like tell him to take it down a notch. But he was so happy for her at the end. Like you could tell that the way he was just
smile.
smiling at them. It's probably one of the biggest smiles I've ever seen on Steve because the poor guy doesn't smile a lot. Like he
He's
doesn't
been
really
through a
have a
lot.
lot to smile about. Like I think he is going to be so happy for Robin and just wants the best for her because they're such sweet friends.
They really
So,
are.
yeah, that was a fun question for
That
sure.
was.
The next question is from Hannah Sarah,
Woo.
and she would like to know whose personality would you relate to the most from the show?
All right. I would probably say I'm a mixture.
Okay.
I definitely, guys, I have Steve's hair. I have beautiful, beautiful hair that I never show because I'm Stacy. I would say I'm a mix of Steve, a little bit of Hopper, a little bit of Robin, but mostly I sing like Tammy Thompson. So that's me.
That's fantastic.
Who are you?
I feel like I've talked about this a little bit on the show before, but I feel like I relate to Nancy the most.
Yes.
Just being like the older sister, having two younger siblings. I have two brothers, but she has like a brother and a sister, but like just that oldest daughter kind of like syndrome that I have.
Yeah. The responsibility, and you got to use your smarts. I think we should maybe encourage you to cosplay as Nancy because I could see you holding a sawed-off shotgun. So I think we should make that happen.
That would be fun. Speaking of, have you seen Hannah Sarah's Nancy cosplay?
Yeah,
because
it was fantastic.
it's adorable. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think she's going to post more of those photos. It's super
So good.
cute. This is from Logie Draws. If you could interview one member of the cast or crew of Stranger Things, who would it be and why?
Ooh, that's a really good question. I would have to say, because I've gone to a lot of panels, guys, I've watched a lot of interviews and stuff. I even did interviews for a few years on my blog. And I feel like the actors or the crew that just seem like it's a natural conversation, I would definitely want to talk to Joe Keery, clearly.
I mean,
come on. I want to sit next to that man and talk, but he's just, I don't know, just seems like a regular Joe. Bum, bum, bum.
yeah.
I feel like when Joseph Quinn's a little more relaxed and it's a little more silly, like with the Quiet Place stuff, and he had Lupita with him, definitely he would be a good time. But man, what I would do to pick the Duffer Brothers' brains, I think
Yeah,
just they're so creative, and obviously they're recalling a lot of stuff that they loved growing up, but they are great storytellers. What about you?
exactly. So, I mean, Joe Keery, but I mean, I would have to like really do my homework and come up with some good questions because otherwise I would be like,
Favorite
so
color?
Star Wars. But some other people that I thought of was um these are actually people that we've talked about on the show before. So Jess
Mhm.
Royal, who is that set decorator, we've
Yep.
talked about how fascinating it would be to be able to talk to her about some of the decisions that she made on some of the sets because
Mhm.
just the sets on the show are, I think, one of our favorite parts for sure, and just all
Yeah.
of the details that are included. And then also Kate Treffery, who is one of the writers and also wrote the stage play. I think she would be fantastic to talk to as well, just because,
Mhm.
like you said, with the Duffer Brothers, I feel like she also has a big creative role in the writing of the show.
Yeah.
So it would be really cool to be able to interview any of them. So maybe we'll put it out there.
Golden crystals, guys, manifest.
Okay, so from Candace,
Mhm.
shout out Candace, which character would you want to be stuck on an island with? Now, like I said, she gave us the disclaimer, can't be Steve or Eddie.
Billy. We're gonna have a great time. That's what I'm
So
saying.
that's
I'm
your
sticking
answer.
to it. Yeah, I can't see Steve.
I was gonna be like, you can't pick Billy either.
Well, all right, let's say Billy's off the table.
Okay.
Okay, so stuck on an island. Obviously we don't know the circumstances, but I would say somebody who definitely could maybe figure out how to get off the island. So
That's what
maybe
I was
Nancy.
thinking too. I was
She
thinking or
really,
Dustin. I feel like Dustin, I
yeah,
don't know. He might stress me out a little bit though, because he's
he's her.
definitely gonna
Yeah,
freak out a lot at the
scream a little
beginning.
bit. Yeah.
But I feel like I have that Nancy energy that I could get him to like settle down and help
Mhm.
me pick up a plan.
Yeah, stop talking about Freddy Krueger and scaring children. We're gonna make a boat out of palm trees, and you guys
Yes.
would probably do it. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Like I could help him calm down and think of the ideas and then he could execute.
which I was just saying to Jeanette today. I was like, how did these kids figure this out? Like with the magnet and stuff. I was like, I'd be standing in the woods having no idea before a Demogorgon came behind me and ate me. Like they're smart kids. So you got to think
Yeah.
about
Dustin and Nancy together are like
it.
the
Unstoppable.
power duo,
Yep,
like for sure. So, all right, that was a fun question as
that
well.
was
Now, this one was from someone called MA,
okay.
and they were wondering some of our thoughts on the fifth and final season of Stranger Things. So I know that's like we could do 5 episodes about that.
I know it's a lot to unpack. Definitely. Like my overall thoughts are, I think it's perfect that it's ending at 5. I think the Duffer Brothers are going to really it's going to pack a punch. And yet again, everyone's, a lot of people are complaining about how long it's taking because the strike held things up. Just like season 4, it's worth the wait. I think
Yeah,
this is going to be like Maya Hawk said, it's going to be like watching 8 movies, and I cannot wait.
yeah, I'm on the exact same page. I'm not concerned about the wait. I feel like we're enjoying the wait. We're
Hmm.
making the best of the wait. It's going to be worth it.
Yeah.
We're trusting in the Duffer Brothers to kind of give us the best ending possible.
Hmm.
I'm excited for 8 feature length movies that we can then dive into and rewatch a million times like we did with season 4.
Hmm.
And there's nothing that I like need to happen for me to be happy. Like
Yeah.
I'm
Honestly,
just
I feel
gonna
it could be
go with
anything.
it. Yep.
Man, but when it ends, I'm gonna have my shitty Domino's pizza. Sorry, Domino's. And I'm just gonna have like probably an upside down Whopper, guys. It's just
Mhm.
upside down. I'm gonna be sitting there once the credits roll, and it's gonna be so weird once it's done.
Yeah.
That's depressing. Let's not think about
Yeah. Well,
that.
and that's another thing that's making me feel better about like us having this show
Mhm.
because when it comes out, like obviously we're gonna watch it immediately.
Yep.
I'm probably gonna have to like stay off of social media
Oh, 100%.
for
100%.
maybe like a week. I don't
Yep.
know. I have to see because I don't really want to watch it all in one night. I want to kind of
What?
savor it and stretch it out like I usually do.
You're a serial killer.
But then I also don't want to get any spoilers online or anything.
Yep.
So it's going to be tough for me. It's going to be
I'm going to
really
show
tough.
up at Megan's door and I'm going to be like with my upside down Whoppers and be like, you ready to binge it? Because that's how it's done.
But also we're going to have, we're going to be able to talk about it on our show. Just because it's over doesn't mean we have to stop talking about it. We
Exactly.
can like rewatch the whole show from the beginning, knowing what we then know. Like it's gonna keep our attention for a while.
100%. Yep. Can't
And
wait, guys.
also, I mean, think about like the Vampire Diaries. I know you have not started watching it yet,
One
even
day,
though
guys. It's on the list.
Brandy and I are asking you every day.
It's
But
like a cult. I don't know.
it ended years ago, but
Mhm.
people are still talking about it. It's still relevant. Like people are still discovering it. They're still having these conventions years
Mhm.
later. I'm hoping that, Stranger Things kind of lives on
I think it
as
definitely will.
in the same sort of way.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And then also we have like, I mean, mind you, we haven't heard much, but we did hear rumors of different spin-offs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, one even being an anime. And I'm like, I feel like it's almost like Star Trek. It's one
Yeah.
of those shows that just became a cult classic, and there might be spin-offs, there might be different shows, but the original show will always be iconic.
Okay. Next section of this jam-packed show
I
today.
know.
So we're going to do a little update for the Upside Down convention.
Yes.
So we have had some new guest announcements, which is super fun. And then a couple of our questions that we got on Instagram were related to the con too. So I'm going to go through everyone who we are going to be able to see at this convention. Are you ready?
All right. I'm ready.
Millie Bobby Brown, who plays 11.
Mhm.
Dacre Montgomery, who plays Billy. Woo! Joe motherfucking Keery,
Yeah. Take a moment.
who plays Steve Arrington. Grace Van Dyne, who plays Chrissy Cunningham.
Uh-huh.
Gaten Matarazzo, who plays Dustin. Noah Schnapp, who plays Will. Jamie Campbell Bower, who plays Vecna.
Oh.
Cara Buono, who
That's
plays
awesome.
Karen Wheeler. That was a new one.
Mhm.
Mason Dye, who plays Jason Carver.
Woo.
And Caleb McLaughlin, who plays Lucas. That's what we've got so far. This is a stacked lineup. I
Stacked.
mean, obviously there are more that I want, but like if this was it, I would be ecstatic. Like,
Oh, absolutely.
it's going to be amazing.
Mhm.
So who are you most excited to see other than Joe Keery?
Oh, girl. Probably Dacre Montgomery. I gotta be
Okay.
honest. I was team Billy during 2019, which when we do the episode for Dacre and Billy, definitely that will be a deep dive. But I heard he's just so nice, and that he's got a really great creative mind. I've seen a lot of his films that he's done independently. And I don't know, I'm really pumped to meet him because, girl, let's just say I was one of those housewives watching him, literally. That's like a sunset. Beautiful.
Yeah,
Beautiful man.
amazing. And I don't think I told you this yet. I finally bought a photo op with Millie. So I'm super
Congratulations.
excited. Yes.
That's awesome. Are you going to wear the
Um,
romper?
I don't know. I have to see. I definitely don't want to wear it like the whole day, but we'll see. I
the
do have that
romper on.
romper though. I also bought a photo op with Caleb McLaughlin.
Ooh,
And
girl.
I bought my photo op with Jamie Campbell Bower. So
I cannot wait to watch this. This is
pumped.
amazing.
It's going to be amazing. And I can't wait to see what other like duos. We're just missing Finn now
Mhm.
for like the 4 boys, which I
Yep.
think is going to be so fun. I know that our friend Lizzie has met Mason. She really enjoyed that. And I
That's
think it's
awesome.
going to be cool that he's there.
Mhm.
We're still holding out for Joseph Quinn to come to this con. So put it out there. Maya also, Sadie,
Oh my God.
David, we would love to have all of them. We haven't talked about this. Natalia and Charlie too, I would love to see. Like,
I love just anytime I see footage of them sitting together, I'm like, Oh, Stranger
They're
Things love.
just adorable. And I
Mhm.
love, like you said, like they connected through the show and they're still together. They're definitely one of my like favorite couples ever.
Do you ever see the photo of them sharing had the headphones, listening to music,
No.
walking?
Oh.
And I'm like, I can't even get a text back. This is beautiful.
So we had a couple questions. So the Hawkins reporter asked, what are you most excited about for your trip in October? But Juan said, what are you most looking forward to besides Joe Keery?
They know us so well, guys. They know us so well. I would say, all right, it's like three things. Obviously, Dacre, because he's huge, guys, for me. Obviously going down because we're planning out going to some of the locations, and I'd love to actually just stand near Skull Rock, guys. Brandy brought me back a rock from it, and I'm like, this is my favorite item in my collection. So lots of photos of me snotting everywhere. But the biggest thing is I love going to conventions and just seeing all my friends and guys who have been supporting us. And there's nothing better than sitting around or waiting in a line and just fangirling over
Yes.
everything and talking about the show. It's just, I don't know, it's a community and it's just awesome.
Absolutely. And I'm a hugger, so I can't wait to hug lots of you.
Mm-hmm.
And my other favorite thing that I'm super excited about is like the panels
Oh
and
my
just
God.
being able to see the cast members interact
Mm-hmm.
with each other throughout the time that we're there. Like, that's just going to be so cool because that's just something you don't get to experience. Like, when you're meeting them, like seeing them interact with each other is like, it's just cool and really special. So I'm
It's
excited for
amazing.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's get into filming updates.
I know. What's going on, Megan?
So, Ross Duffer finally broke his silence.
Mm-hmm. We're getting worried.
He gave us a little bit of an update. He said that they are at week 24 of filming, which I
Wow.
feel like those weeks blew by. Like, that's basically our season 1 of the show was like
Yeah.
the half of the year.
It just seems like yesterday when they put like the first marble in. So seeing Finn toss the marble in and just what did Ross say? Like, how does it feel?
Yeah, he said it feels completely the same.
Man, oh
But
man.
they're halfway. So I guess that means they're going to be filming for about 48 weeks, which is about a year, which is what we were thinking.
Mhm.
But it has gone by so quickly. I feel like the second half of them filming is going to go by even quicker.
Mhm.
It's going to be over before we know it. But they also, along with that little video of Finn, posted a photo, like a huge photo of like a lot of cast and crew.
Oh,
And it was fun for people to kind of like pull out the people in the cast that they could find, like where's
mhm.
Waldo? But there were two people blurred out in the photo.
I'm saying it now, guys. One of them is Barb. It's going to be
I
either
I
a
think it's
flashback.
hilarious
Yeah.
that you think it's Barb. Some other predictions that I've seen are Max, Vecna, um, Eddie, Holly. I
Ooh,
immediately thought the shorter person was like Holly Wheeler,
it
like the
looks like her with the same
yeah,
kind of blurred color. Yeah, that's what I
yeah.
thought.
And Sarah, this kind of relates to this, was also wondering what our thoughts are about some of Joseph Quinn's recent remarks. He's been doing a lot of
Press, yeah.
press for A Quiet Place Day One, and obviously people are asking him about Stranger Things because the
Mhm.
poor man cannot get away from
Whew.
Stranger Things and Eddie Munson.
Mhm.
So he did kind of like slip up, I think.
He did, which is funny because he's slipped up a few times before.
Yeah.
The first time was, I think it was a year ago or so. He was in Tokyo with Jamie and he went, when did we start filming? When somebody asked about season 5. So at first he tried to play it off as a joke. We all analyzed it and fixated. But he was on the red carpet for the premiere of A Quiet Place and the reporter asked, I got a feeling that Eddie might be coming back. And he goes, I might have that same feeling. And you can see the moment his soul leaves his body like, fuck, I slipped up. So he goes, or maybe I don't. Who knows? And I'm like, so awkward but handsome. I can't. But guys, we know he's coming back. Come on now.
Yeah, we discussed this in our last episode with Chris. So if you haven't checked that episode out, it's a
Mhm.
lot of fun. Definitely do. But we do agree with Chris that he's going to be back in some capacity,
Yeah.
whether it's a flashback, a memory, a vision, or maybe he's alive. Like,
Fingers crossed.
Again, like, I don't need any of that.
Yeah.
I'm going to be happy no matter what. I'm going to enjoy it no matter what.
We
I'm
trust
keeping
the
an
dog.
open mind. Yes.
Yeah, we trust them. Keep an open mind. I've heard before they were like, they needed a scapegoat. Like Eddie's whole story came full circle. They need somebody to blame for what happened. So I think they're going to really lean into that. But like you said, whatever route they go, it's going to be fantastic.
Yeah. And the other thing that I have not watched this podcast yet or listened to it, but he was also asked about season 5
Of
in a
course.
podcast. And he said something about how he's heard some things about season 5 and he thinks it's going to be great or sounds amazing, something along those lines. And I feel like that kind of like got a lot of people thinking, like, why would he know about season
Yes.
5
Oh,
unless he's in it? Like,
oh,
like,
JQ.
dude, like, if you're not in it, they're not going to be telling you about the show. Like, why would you get that insider information?
This poor man is going to get hunted down by Marvel because that's coming up next. And if you slip up, you pull a Mark Ruffalo, so
Yeah,
I don't know,
he
JQ.
needs to like get a little bit better with his poker face.
Yeah, exactly.
We have a lot to talk about for merch.
Megan, I want you to actually start off on this because I am very excited because I know some of the things that you want to talk about.
Yeah, so okay, so I get to start for merch today. That's exciting. So I have officially been bitten by this fucking bug of buying Funko Pops.
Welcome. We've been waiting.
So I got the Sherbert Steve. I actually got 2. I
I'm
don't
trying
know
to find
why.
You have doubles. They need to be friends, you know?
Apparently, every Steve now, I'm going to need more than one.
I
I
respect
got
it.
another, my brother gave me for my birthday, Steve and Robin, the Blacklight Scoops Ahoy, or Blacklight Family Video, right? And I already had them, but I'm like, yes, double, thank you.
Yeah, double the fun. Come on.
And I also have Robin coming for the Sherbert Scoops Ahoy. So
Nice.
I know like these hardcore pop collectors are not necessarily super excited about the Sherbert colors, but like
I love them.
I think they're so adorable and so cute and so pretty. I'm a big pink girly, like give me all the pink stuff. Like I love it. And so I had to get the Demogorgon as well to like complete that Sherbert set.
I love that.
So then Max and Lucas,
Oh,
they're adorable. That's the cutest pair with that like scene from season 4.
it pulls on the heartstrings. And actually, I posted about this. Somebody sent me one. Still hasn't come forward. Just left the thing through
It
Amazon.
wasn't me.
Whoever it was, I love you. But that's seen a lot. And this was my first Lucas pop. Was it yours too?
Yeah, first
I love
Lucas
that.
and first Max.
I love that.
But I have Max in the Cemetery coming as well.
Dude, I am waiting to get that. Things are a little tight right now, but that is
Yeah.
one of the most gorgeous pop setups ever. You're gonna have to like film when you unbox it because it is beautiful.
Yeah, and well, we'll see if I take it out of the box because I haven't decided if I'm going to take any of them out of the
Some
box.
of them have to stay in the box, man.
Yeah.
Some of them, yeah.
But also, we have plans to go to the cemetery
Yeah,
when
we
we're
do.
in Georgia. And I'm like, do I bring this pop with me to the cemetery?
I love a good pop photo, as you know, guys. Some of you guys are just amazing. I love those photos, but if you bring that on your carry-on, like I'm gonna be giggling the whole time.
Yeah, but also I booked Southwest and I can bring 2 checked bags for free. Now, I would be super worried that they would like lose my bags. So that's where I'm going to have to be like, what am I putting in these checked bags?
a
But
whole suitcase, guys, of pops. She has an issue. She has an addiction. I love it.
I probably could fill one at this point. It's getting that bad. But the other thing I told Brandy, I was like, I can fill a whole suitcase with snacks.
We are going to be living our best snack life. We're going to be pulling a Dustin, guys.
Yeah, we don't need to go to the grocery store. I'm flying Southwest. I'll bring the snacks.
Yep, she's got the supplies, guys. Get ready.
I already have a list of like all the food that they like mentioned in season 1. Remember that list?
I'm going to be fighting for my life, guys, with my stomach issues, but I'm going to eat it. You know me. I'm going to be in the cemetery being like, guys, you got to go. But it's going to be worth it.
Yeah, so fun. Okay, so another thing that I should not be spending money on right now is some Etsy shops. I
Hell
was
yeah.
browsing Etsy. We're trying to shop for our giveaway
Yep.
for our Patreon giveaway, but I actually bought some things from a shop that you, Stacey, have mentioned on the show before,
Mhm.
and I think it was like Arturanis or something like
Yes.
that.
Oh, they're awesome.
Yeah, so this gorgeous journal I got, and it
I love
looks
it.
like a D&D manual,
Mhm.
but it's like a journal inside, and it has Steve and like kind of like a Cass Eddie on the cover.
Oh my God, I love
Um,
that.
it's so cool. I also got those tarot card like prints
Those
of
were beautiful,
yeah,
dude.
they've got a bunch, but I chose like one of Steve, one of Eddie, and then one of Steve and Eddie together. And they also I got a couple other things that I'm gonna send to you and surprise you, so I'm not gonna tell you.
Love it.
Um, but they threw in stickers, like, for free that
Oh,
I didn't
that's
even
awesome.
order, and you know how much I love stickers because I put
You
them all over my computer and
you're a
stuff,
sticker
so
gal. Yep.
yeah, I was like, "What? I didn't even order these," and they just threw them in,
They
so
are awesome.
that was super fun. And then third thing that I
I love
purchased
this. I am all for this. Good for
that
you.
I'm, like, not gonna have any money for anything
You're
because
all good. It's
I'm
fine. Everybody
buying
looks straight. You're doing great.
so this incredible shop, they're called Beyond Epic,
Mhm.
and they make clothes for all these different fandoms. So
Okay.
a lot of times they're at the Epic Cons conventions selling their
Ooh.
stuff. So
Okay.
I'm thinking that they might be there for the Upside Down, but I'm not sure. I'll have to ask her if she's coming. But they
Mhm.
have Stranger Things, but then they have also other fandoms as well, the Vampire Diaries, Taylor Swift, Harry Potter, tons of fandoms.
I
But
love that.
the way she does it is that she only opens the shop for pre-orders every so often, like every couple months.
Ooh.
So
Okay.
I think it's already closed at this point because it was
Mhm.
only open like yesterday. So we'll definitely have to let you know like when she opens it again. And
Mhm.
I think I'm gonna be able to expect to get the items that I ordered in like
Okay.
October. So it's a little
Ooh.
bit of a wait time, but she makes them all and they're all embroidered.
Ooh.
So I got this really gorgeous sweatshirt that says the Shire is burning
Oh
and it
my
says
God.
Eddie the Banished. And it's like red with flowers and like flames, and it's like so unique.
Oh my
It's
God.
a lot of like Eddie Munson merch is all just like Hellfire, like
Mhm.
which we love Hellfire,
We
but
love it.
like
Yeah.
I feel like this is such a unique design to still
Yeah.
be like Eddie Munson. So I had to get that sweatshirt. And then she ended up like adding an afterpay like option. So I went back and it's like, oh,
YOLO.
I've got 2 months to pay for this now, so I can get some more stuff.
I can't. I'm all for it.
So I got a Steve, the babysitter sweatshirt, and it
I
has
love
him,
that.
you know, the family video when he's on the phone, like that's
Yes.
like the silhouette that's
Oh my
embroidered.
God.
And then I also got a Steve Harrington t-shirt. Now, I'm
Okay.
thinking about including this t-shirt in the giveaway,
Ooh.
but
Where's the t-shirt from?
it is also from this same place,
I
and
love
it's
that.
got an embroidered design with lots of different elements of Steve,
Mhm.
and we'll see if I'm able to give it up or not because it's really
Ooh.
cool.
Megan's like, no, it's mine.
I know, it's like, will I be including this in the giveaway or will I be keeping it for myself? But that is yet to be
YOLO.
determined.
I know. I'm excited because I'm gonna pick a pop or two off Amazon for the giveaway.
Oh, yeah.
So it's cooking right now, guys. I got a few ideas of which ones I'm gonna
I
toss on
know.
in.
Speaking of Amazon, so Amazon Prime Day is coming up, if you did not know.
Yes. Yep.
So it's the 16th and 17th, and I actually have an Amazon storefront
Mhm.
through their like Amazon influencers program. So I started today updating my storefront. So
Ooh,
it's going
good
to be
girl.
ready for Prime Day, and I'm going to be sharing on my stories of deals that I find.
Mhm.
So when you're listening to this on Friday, make sure you kind of tune in to Steady Stories, my Instagram, and kind of see some of the Amazon Prime like deals because they usually have a lot of the Stranger Things stuff on those deals for Prime Day. So we definitely need to do some shopping on Prime Day and see if we can get some Steve Pops.
Oh my, I'm telling you, like, you guys can't see, but my Arby's Steves are all right in front of my TV, and I'm waiting to get that sherbet one. And I whispered to them, "You're gonna get another little brother, and then you will be an army. Welcome to the cult."
Yes, because it's available for pre-order on Amazon right now, actually. Yeah. So it'll be available on there soon, the sherbet.
I love that you just skipped over the whole welcome to the cult. You're like, okay, Stacey.
I mean, it's totally a thing.
It really is. You need all the Steves.
Yeah. So I'm working on it, and I'm just gonna buy doubles whenever I get one so that we
Proud of
have
you.
it for the giveaway as well.
Yeah. Woohoo!
All right. So I know you have a couple more things for
Ooh.
merch. So let me let you finish it up for us.
Well, I was very, very honored. The Roller Derby Skate Company, they reached out to me, and I was sent actually custom Rigorama roller skates for my collection. And they came in 2 different styles. One was Hellfire, really cool looking. The other one, and I had to go for this one, and I know so many people did. It's designed after the skate that Al grabs to smash Angela's like face in.
Yeah.
So it's got like blood splatter on it. And even though it's a little disturbing, I just thought it was so funny and unique, and only like a really true Stranger Things fan would know. But the wheels look awesome. You know, they're orange, they light up. They're so, so cool. So big shout out to them. And I have them on my high shelf. So hopefully one doesn't fall off and whack me in the head. But they said, well, what size? And I go, any size, because I don't want to be tempted, guys, to put those babies on and break every bone in my body. But they're awesome.
They are really, really cool, but please don't wear them.
No. Yeah, we all know. Like, Stacey, your health insurance isn't that great. But okay, let's be real. But the last one was Obligated Art.
Okay.
Oh, girl.
Yes.
They made a wonderful Steve and Eddie print of them in Lake Michigan. And it's Eddie holding Steve, and just, it's so good. So I bought myself a little print to add to the gallery walls, but absolutely love their artwork.
Nice. Yeah. I need to actually start. Okay. My goal for like the next couple weeks is to get some art on the walls and
Love
get
that.
my shelves kind of started. Like, so I can start like looking at all this cool stuff that I've been buying.
Exactly.
So, well, this was such a fun episode.
It was.
We had more that we wanted to talk about today, and we were like, we need to narrow it down a little bit because
Yeah, this was a lot to unpack.
jam-packed. Yes,
Yeah.
but we are super grateful for everyone listening. Thanks for following along with this journey of Skull Rock Broadcast. And now that we're in our 2nd season, we just want to say thank you for listening. And yeah, we hope you're enjoying it. Let us know what you think. You can find us on social media. I'm Steady Stories. Stacey is Stay Still Reviews. The podcast is Skull Rock Broadcast pretty much everywhere.
Exactly.
And stay in touch.
Over and out.
Over and out.
Hopefully that wasn't too awkward.
It was perfect.
Eddie, I'm not sure I love the idea of you driving.
Oh, I'm starting to suffer. Harrington's got her. Don't you, big boy?
And we're back.
We're back, guys.
Welcome back to our secret Steady segment.
Yep.
It has been a while since we've recorded this because we did not do one last time on our episode with Chris. And we skipped a week. And I mean, I feel like it's been forever since we've recorded in general, but just
I know.
Really forever since we've talked about Steady. So we are so happy to be back. And we've been doing a lot of reading. I think.
You know, guys, it's summertime. Sometimes you're just gonna relax and you gotta read, smut or no smut. You gotta go with the vibe.
You gotta.
So, it's just, so good. But I actually had a great time. I read from the talented author Anne Another Thing. They actually made it's almost like a continuation of A Certain Type. So it takes place when Eddie and Steve are clearly already together. It probably takes place a year or so after the Italy thing. So
Okay.
they're together and they're doing the long distance thing. And Robin and her wife who live in Hawaii, they
Yeah.
actually ask if Eddie wants to be the godfather of their newborn son.
Aw.
And Steve flies out to be with Eddie, and they're like, in their late 40s, early 50s. There's some really great realistic smut guys. Just enjoy it. Let it wash over you. And it shows them going to Hawaii and like Eddie trying to soak up as much time with Steve. And there's a hilarious scene where they like leave him alone with the baby and it's just kind of like staring at it like, well, what do I do? But it's just so sweet. And I don't know, something about older steady. I love it. Like literally I read from the author of Take the Money and Run,
This Apple Pie Life. Yeah.
It's Apple Pie Life. They made 2 stories. One of them was, I think, something about the mall. I got to find out the name of it, where you find out that Steve is like in his mid-50s and he had a wife who passed away. And he's a widower now. And his kids are grown and everybody's kind of off doing their own thing. So he like retired early and he spends every day at the mall during December watching a Santa who's really good with the kids. And lo and behold, it's Eddie Munson. And it's just really adorable. But they also wrote another story. What's the name of it, Megan, again?
Permanent 99.
All I'm saying, guys, is enjoy. Because I read it in between like our lunch break during summer school training. And I was like, okay, I need a moment. This is inappropriate. But so good.
I'm never going to look at those like old school lounge chairs the same way ever again.
Grasping my imaginary pearls. I was like, did they just do what I thought they did? But it was art, guys. It was art.
Yeah, I loved that so much. I was like, thank you for sending that to me.
Dating yourself. Yeah.
Definitely matches the hot summer vibe. They're in a heat wave as well. Okay, so I'm glad you mentioned a certain type because I almost forgot about this.
Mhm.
So it, like we said, it's been a while since we've talked. I listened to a podfic of a certain type.
How was that?
It was amazing. I listened to it all in one day and it was like 6 hours long, but it was the day that I drove to the beach.
Oh, smart. Yep.
Yeah, so I had like a 3-hour drive there, a 3-hour drive home in the evening.
Mhm.
And so I was just immersed in that story for like a full day. It was so beautiful. It was like I was getting to the part where they go to Italy, like
Oh my
when I
God.
got to the beach. So I had like a long drive home and I was like, not looking forward to it, but I was like, oh, now I'm looking forward to my drive home because
You want to see what happens?
I want to see what happens. Yeah. So I'm super excited for that kind of like other story in that same world because I definitely want more of those characters because they were really, really amazing. Also, and speaking of podfics, I had made you that list of recs of
They're
all those
so good.
podfics for your drive to
Yeah.
Brandy's. And so I put that in like a Google Doc and
Mhm.
I sent it in the Steady Stories broadcast channel. So if you would like some of those podfic recs, it's a lot of long podfics. So,
Mhm.
and most of them I've listened to at this point. Some of them I haven't listened to yet, but I'm definitely going to be listening to. So you can check that out. Or if you can't find it, just let me know and I can send it to you.
And I'm telling you, these stories are so good. I'm one of those people. I know you do it too. Like if you have to fold laundry or unload
Yes.
the dishwasher, something that's tedious, that's going to take a while, put on a podfic because you'll be so immersed with the story, you'll get whatever you need to get done.
Yeah, I'm excited to kind of listen to some of them now that I'm going to have a like commute again for
Mhm.
summer school. So that is going to be great. And I'm also going to be making some more podfics soon.
Ooh,
So get
excited.
excited for that. And I wanted to mention 2 other stories. So one is a short one.
Mhm.
And I think I sent this to you. It's called Screw Todd, Steve's her, in parentheses, his daddy now.
Oh, damn. I don't think I read that. You're going to have to send it again.
Yeah, by Artax Lives. So it's like a 5+1 times story where Eddie is kind of losing his mind over Steve jokingly referring to himself as daddy.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Oh, my
It's
God.
amazing.
It's sound the alarms.
Yes, so good. Read it immediately.
Mhm.
And then another one is actually a story which I don't really know. So the author has taken all of their works off of AO3 at this point.
Yes.
So
Yep.
I don't know if that's permanent and that is completely their decision, but they posted about it before they were doing it, were going to do it. So I downloaded them
Oh.
and I finally started A Sign of the Morning. So if you have read that, definitely reach out because I know it's one of like the classics because it was written before volume 2 came out.
Oh my God, really?
Yes. So it's kind of interesting to there are little like inconsistencies with actual canon because volume 2 was not out yet when this was written.
So they
So it was
wrote it within 26 days. That's amazing.
Yes, and it's beautiful. It's kind of like that OG steady where it's summertime feels,
Oh,
Steve angst, like his parents are, you know, in and out of the picture and he's having nightmares and it's a
Aw.
slow burn. He actually meets Eddie before everything happens in season 4 and then there's just like there's kind of like a prequel like chapter and then the stuff after as well.
Yeah.
So he kind of realizes he has a thing for Eddie. It's beautiful.
I love
And
it.
I'm about halfway through and just really, really enjoying it and just kind of like very, you know, soothed by this story. It's very good.
I love that.
So I'm excited that I finally started that one and that I was able to download it before they took
Game time.
it down. I did not mention this to you before we started recording, but I have an idea.
Okay.
So, did you ever, when you were a kid, do the summer reading program at the library?
I did. Yes.
I think we should do a steady summer reading program.
Oh my God, that is genius. I love that.
We're gonna have to like, you know, get the details
Yeah.
kind of narrowed down, but stay tuned, guys, because we still got lots of summer left and we're going to put together a summer reading program for you
I think that could get interesting.
with prizes and games.
Oh, girl,
Wouldn't that be so much fun?
that is going to be the ultimate thing for hashtag summer Skullra. Jesus Christ. It is going to
Yes.
be, that is so
Yes.
ingenious, dude. I can't wait to do that.
Yeah. So we'll start it soon and then kind of maybe run it for like a month or so. But yeah, I think it should be
What
fun.
a surprise. Look at you. You were like the big finale at the end of the fireworks. Like, that was fantastic. I'm pumped.
So this was so much fun. We're glad to be back and we will talk to you next week. No
Nope.
long wait this time.
Kicking off season 2, guys. Thank you so much for listening. Over and out.
Peace.